Here we are in the upstairs bedroom. I built this room last summer and I installed these French doors because before there was a window that didn't give access to the deck. So I found these doors on Craigslist and they were a fraction of the price that one normally pays for French doors with Venetian blinds in between both panes of glass. I love these things. But the problem was when I got them, I only got the doors. So I had to build a frame around it. And in doing so, I got this door just slightly higher than this door. And the other problem was that the sweep cracked. Here it is now in the winter time and a little bit of air that's coming in from under the door. I looked around and it was really difficult to find one exactly like this because it has little channels that fit up inside the door. So I couldn't find that, so the next best thing I found was an all rubber sweep, all in one. It's a little bit wider. The idea was to tack it on to the bottom of the door. Well, I want to take it a step further and make sure no air can go in between the tacking, so I've got some adhesive on it, but my adhesive wasn't quite wide enough. So I'm going to put another piece of adhesive on the outside, the same adhesive that we use on the splash guards. What I'll do though, I've already cut this and it's slightly wider than the door so that it'll cover this little gap between both doors. And I'm going to have to take the door right off the hinge. I'm going to put this on. This one only had 2 pieces to seal the air out. This one actually has 4. This ideally should be a much better solution for my problem. We're going to get right to it. Well, hopefully you can see the channels on here, and you can see the old one has these 2 little pieces here and they fit right inside the metal clad part of this door, and it just slides on like that. The new one is actually going to go on like this, and it's going to be adhered to the door rather than fitting into a channel, and it's going to be a real nice snug fit. And I've got this coming out 1/4 of an inch beyond the door. I think there's about 1/4 to a 1/2 inch space between the fixed door and the active door. But I can see the little gap between the adhesive I got here and the adhesive that I have to add. So my next step is to add that strip of adhesive. Okay, I've taken the release paper off. Now I'm going to just add this one right beside it. So all I'm going to do is press this down so it sticks really well. And then I'm just going to press this on. Get as much pressure as I can on there. I'm going to press it in between because the full length of my sweep. So that way, no air can come under this door again. There we are. So my next job is to put the door back on the hinges. Okay, here I go. I'm going to reinstall the door. I've got a carpet so it won't damage the floor. I'm balancing the door on my foot right now, just so that I can ease this in. There we are. If I can get my foot out, that pin should slide in. Okay. There's this one in. That one's in completely. Now, one of the tricks to using these pins is put a little Vaseline on them and they'll glide in and they won't squeak either. Now I've got this little oscillating tool and it should allow me to trim just a hair off the edge of this. It'll even allow me to cut through the tape without making a big... It's noisy, but that's okay. It's making a nice seal. I can't see or feel anything coming off out from under it. I would like to trim that little bit right there. So maybe I will. Yeah, that's a nice seal. And it's all done. I just have to clean my fingerprints off the walls